It's 5 o'clock somewhere. What will the starters look like on Saturday against the Carolina Panthers? Time to pregame with Texas Happy Hour with Big Sarge.
That was Big Sarge. Yes, sir.
Why, yes. Yes, I do, Mr. Stroud. I do have something to say. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the pregame edition of the Texas Happy Hour. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tik and the Talk. What's going on, TikTok family? I told y'all I'm going to include y'all in everything I do from now on. I can't leave out the TikTok family. Can't leave out my TikTok family at all. Follow me on the Tik and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you subscribe to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel. All one word, Texans Tailgate Talk. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. What's going on, y'all? Let me tell y'all something right now. So, you know, my wife was supposed to get up and work out with me this morning, but she was tired, and I understand that. So she's still in the bedroom, sleep. I know I'm loud as hell. I'm country, y'all. I'm from Texas. What do you expect? I'm from Texas. I'm loud. So she probably going to be like, what in the hell is going on over in that other room? If you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys. Getting it. What's going on, y'all? Hey, we got football today. The Houston Texans will take on the Carolina Panthers in their second preseason game down at NRG Stadium. And look, y'all heard, for those of you all who are going to the game, you heard Texas President Mike Tomlin say, hey, when the crowd is there early, that's the motivational factor. That's like our real advantage. That's our real home field advantage when you all are in the stadium early. Look, I know I'm going to be there early, so I'm going to need you all to be there early. That's why this show won't be long. Hey, look, I ain't here for a long time. I'm just here for a good time. So we're going to jump right into this thing with a couple of things that I will be looking for when the Texans take on the Panthers on Saturday. First thing, what will the starters look like in Caley's system? Now, everybody knows that the Houston Texans fired Bobby Slowick last year, offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick, and they hired Nick Caley, who's the first-time offensive coordinator. He was a tight ends coach for the Los Angeles Rams on last season, and this is his first time calling offensive plays. And so what we've seen in training camp is one thing. What we've seen with the reserves and the backups playing in the first preseason game against the Minnesota Vikings, the majority of the starters didn't play. What we've seen in training camp, what we've seen in that first preseason game, kind of like means nothing. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, we see the concepts, right? But we need to see how the plays are going to be run once you have CJ Stroud in the game, once Nico Collins is in the game, once Christian Kirk is in the game, once Jaden Higgins is running with the ones, once you get that first team offensive line, that first unit offensive line in there, what is Cade Stover going to look like? Is Dalton Schultz going to be with the ones, or is he going to, mix and match with the ones and the twos along with Cade Stover, especially now since Brevin Jordan went down with the injury on last week. So we've seen what the offense looks like, OTAs, minicamp, first preseason game. What I'm looking for is what is it going to look like now that you actually have the guy who does all of the guy who's going to actually run the system? There we go. I fixed the camera for y'all, TikTok. For the guy who's actually going to run the system. What is CJ Stroud going to look like when he is under center or in the shotgun running Nick Caley's offense? How much command will he have? How much audible will he be? Now we know that there's going to be hold on, y'all. I forgot I got these things. There we go. Now we know that the offensive play calling is still going to be vanilla because it's preseason. You're not going to want to show your regular season opponents all of your tricks that you got in your bag. You're not going to want to show them all of your plays that you had. And so it's going to be a basic vanilla offense, but we need to see how will CJ Stroud and Nick Caley communicate with one another. Last week he was in the booth. This week he'll be on the field. And so that interaction, because it was weird the last 2 seasons. Bobby was on the field, but him and CJ didn't really interact a lot. It was always quarterbacks coach Gerard Johnson. And so what you want to see is Nick Caley, how much Nick Caley is going to communicate with him. But we also want to see how much control will CJ have over that offense. And I do believe that the starters will play at least a quarter and a half today. I mean, I'm not D'Amico Ryans, and I didn't get an opportunity to ask him during the last practice on Thursday because I had another event to do with Cal McNair. So I'm interested to see what they're going to look like. And also, you got to remember this. Make sure you remember this. The Houston Texans offensive starters, this will probably be the only preseason action that they get. This will probably be the only preseason action that they get because as they travel to Detroit to play the Lions in their final preseason game, that's going to be the game where they're going to do a lot of evaluating. They're going to be doing a lot of evaluating on players who are trying to make this 53-man roster or the 16-man practice squad. So you make sure that you're tuned in early, that you watch early. You make sure that you're watching to see exactly what those starters are going to do during the time that they're in the game, because you won't see them again until the first game of the regular season against the Los Angeles Rams. And so I just want to see. I want to see what it's going to look like. I want to see how CJ is going to be able to navigate through, after participating and playing against his own defense, that top 3 defense in the NFL. Yes, I said top 3, and I didn't say 1, 2, or 3. I just said top 3. So you rank them whichever order that you want to rank them in. When he's been going up against that defense, now I want to see what he's going to look like going up against the Carolina Panthers defense, who, by the way, don't have a bad defense. The Carolina Panthers do not have a bad defense. But like I said, I'm very interested in seeing what the starters are going to look like in Nick Caley's system for the amount of time that they're in the game, for the amount of plays that they're going to run. It's going to be basic and vanilla. So what you see on Saturday, please don't get yourself all riled up and saying, oh, man, I don't like this offense. This is just like the same offense we just seen last time. No, no, and no. No, TikTok family. No. So once again, I'm just going to be interested in seeing what's going to go on when it comes to how those starters are going to look. All right. Jump right back over here. Hold on. I got coffee, y'all. That's why I'm kind of wide up too. Okay, so some players to observe, right? Some players to observe on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball for the Houston Texans on Saturday against the Carolina Panthers. First player. I'm starting to sound like a broken record, y'all. God dang. I'm starting to sound like a broken record. First and foremost, we have got to. What is Blake Fisher going to do? I know that Blake Fisher's name has been the hot topic here the last 2 weeks, right? I know everybody is talking about Blake Fisher. What did I tell you all? This is why TikTok family, if you're not subscribed to the Texans Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel, it's all one word, Texas Tailgate Talk. Go find it, subscribe, because this is why you listen to Sarge. This is why Sarge is one of the best. Hey, look, my Twitter family, my Twitter family, my YouTube family, they'll tell you this is why Sarge is the best in Houston. During OTAs, what did I say? During OTAs, what did I say? Hey, something ain't right with Blake Fisher. Something is not right with Blake Fisher. Something ain't right. Not only does he not look fundamentally sound, he does not have enough weight on him to play this tackle position. He just doesn't look good. I don't care about them being in helmets, jerseys, and shorts. I don't care nothing about that. Fundamentally, he does not look right. I said that. OTAs. I came back and I said that in minicamp. Hey, something doesn't look right with Blake Fisher. And he needs to eat. I did a whole show on that. Blake Fisher needs to eat. So then come back, look at training camp. Texans rolled out Ariante Ursery, the rookie that they drafted out of Minnesota, and started him at the right tackle. Put Titus Howard at right guard. Cam Robinson played left tackle. And Blake Fisher still struggled during his time in being in. Once he got game reps with the second and third unit, he still struggled. And then Cam Robinson went down. And when Cam Robinson went down, instead of leaving Titus at the right guard position, they moved Titus to the right tackle position and brought in split time between Ed Ingram and Juice Scruggs at the right guard position. Moved Ariante Ursery from the right tackle position to the left tackle position. And I said, when that happened, because that happened on, I think, like a Tuesday when we were in Greenbrier in West Virginia, I said, it says a lot if they move Ariante Ursery from the right side to the left side, put Titus back at right tackle. That says a lot about what they think about Blake Fisher. And they ain't thinking too highly of him if they're going to put Titus at the right tackle instead of putting Blake Fisher at the right tackle and let Titus continue to play right guard. And then after observing for a day, and then after observing for another day, I came back and I said, hey, this is the lineup they need to go with. This is exactly the lineup that they need to go with. They need to go with Titus at the right tackle, because how many times does Titus have to tell you all? I said this during the offseason. He's a right tackle. He's a tackle. Whether you put him at the right side or the left side, he's a tackle. He's told you, I'm a tackle. I'm a tackle. I'm a tackle. You can play me at guard. I can play guard, but I'm more effective at tackle. So when they move Titus Howard to that right tackle, put Blake Ursery on that left tackle, CJ seen some of the cleanest pockets he had seen during training camp. That is some of the cleanest pockets that CJ Stroud has seen throughout training camp. And Ursery just looks so comfortable playing at that left tackle position. So now, fast forward, last week against the Vikings, Blake Fisher allowed 6 quarterback sacks. Quarterback pressures, not sacks. Not sacks, not sacks. Blake Fisher allowed 6 quarterback pressures. That is a lot for the amount of time that he played. 6 quarterback pressures. And then you roll back into practice, and it's just something I like. He's definitely, listen, let me tell you this. Side note, right? Side note, give me a second. Now I'm going to be able to see what Cole Popovich what the hype behind Cole Popovich is all about. I know that Cole Popovich is a really good offensive line coach. I know that last year that Cole Popovich had the answer. He had the answer to solving the delayed blitzes. He had the answer to solving the line stunts that the defense was doing. He had the answer. He just wasn't the head man. He just wasn't in control. He just wasn't in charge. A lot of players told me he knows exactly what they're doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He just doesn't control the playing time. So now I want to see Cole Popovich, Blake Fisher is your project. And if you can bring Blake Fisher up to where he needs to be, and you can put him at right tackle and keep Ariante Ursery at the left tackle, I know Cam Robinson is there. I got it. I understand. You don't have to tell me. I understand Cam Robinson is there. I got it. We'll talk about that on maybe next week. Cole Popovich, Blake Fisher is your project. He's yours. You're going to have to fix him. You're going to have to fix him, Cole. That Coach Popovich, that's your job. And with a last name like Popovich, hey, we've seen what the person with the last name of Popovich, how he was able to develop players on the NBA side with the San Antonio Spurs and win championships. We've seen how he was able to develop talent. And so if you got that same gene running through your blood, you're going to have to do it, because they believe that Blake Fisher is the future. What the Texans' ultimate goal is to make the bookend tackles be Blake Fisher on the right and put Ariante Ursery on the left and let Titus play either right guard or left guard. They don't want to get rid of Titus, but they're looking at these guys and saying, we want them to be our bookends, and we want Titus, with the way that he's able, as versatile as he is, to play multiple positions along the offensive line. We still want him there, and we need his veteran presence, and we need to have him doing what he's doing in that offensive line room, helping these guys to develop. So, Cole, you're going to have to take Blake Fisher under your wing. You're going to have to help him. Now, on the flip side of that, it can't just be Cole Popovich. Titus Howard, who I believe should be a captain this year, who I believe should be a team captain this year, Titus Howard, he's your project too. It's your responsibility to give back to this young man, to help this young man develop. Now, all you can do is give him the knowledge. All Coach Popovich can do is give him the knowledge to be able to use his skill set. And if that doesn't develop, then you've done all you can do. All you can do is tell him and teach him how to play that position. And then after that, it's left up to him. Now, speaking with Blake Fisher on numerous occasions, I know he has it in him. I've talked to him on multiple occasions off the record. I know he has it in him. He just has to take that next step. He just has to be able to take that next step and do what he needs to do, because he's only been in the league, hold on, 50. Yeah, this is only his second year in the league. I thought I knew that. So Blake Fisher is definitely one who's going to have to take advantage of these next two preseason games. And as I said this last week against the Vikings, he's got to take advantage and get better. He's got to get better. He's got to take that next step. He has to, or he's going to find himself struggling to get playing time. Sticking to the offensive side of the ball for players to observe on Saturday against the Carolina Panthers, I want to see what John Mechie III and Braxton Berrios is going to do. Because believe it or not, some of you all don't want to say it. Sarge will say it. I'll say it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Hey, right here. Sarge, the dark one, right here. If you're really, really taking a deep dive into this thing, if you're really, really looking at this thing, John Mechie and Braxton Berrios are in the battle. They are in a training camp battle because we know what we believe to be the wide receiver position is going to look like. Of course, Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Xavier Hutchinson. Those are the five. And now you start looking at other players like John Mechie III, Braxton Berrios, Justin Watson. Like you're looking at these other players and you're saying, how many wide receivers are the Houston Texans going to keep on the 53-man roster? Somebody going to get pushed to the practice squad, I'm pretty sure, because if history hasn't taught us anything, the Texans always end the season injury prone at that wide receiver position. Last season, they lost like Tank Dell. Last season, they lost Stephon Diggs. Like they need these they're going to need a plethora of wide receivers, just like they have a plethora of defensive linemen. So we know that they're going to keep five. We know five they're going to keep. This battle, and I understand Braxton Berrios is very good on special teams as well. There's a lot of other special teams guys that the Houston Texans have too. Now, I'm not saying that Braxton Berrios should be gone. I'm not saying John Mechie should be gone. If you're asking me, I think the odd man out is Justin Watson. That's what I think. I think he's the odd man out. But this battle between John Mechie and Braxton Berrios is going to be interesting to watch. I like it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I want to see exactly what these guys are going to do. I want to see what these two guys are going to put on film and what they're going to put on tape and how hard they're going to make it for wide receivers and passing game coordinator coach Ben McDaniels. I want to see how Nick Caley is going to be able to use those guys. But those two guys, if we take a look back at the Vikings games, they stood out. Berrios may have stood out just a little bit more than Mechie, but Mechie also looked good. And Mechie has come into camp focused, and he's ready to be. He in all honesty, he looks like that old Alabama wide receiver. We know what he went through, the adversity he went through the first 2 years in the NFL, 1 year not playing, second year recovering from what he went through as far as the cancer scare was concerned. But he's starting to look like he's in tip-top shape. He's in tip-top shape. So he looks good. He's a route technician, and you're seeing that on the field. And now the problem that the problem that John Mechie had last year was he wasn't catching everything, but now he's catching everything within his catch radius, and that's a plus for him. Hold on one second, y'all. Good morning, Grizzle. Good morning. I had to say hello to my wife. Good morning to my wife. So John Mechie. But on the flip side, when you look at Braxton Berrios, so his yards after catch, and you remember now he suffered a severe lower leg injury last October, I think. So his game against the Minnesota Vikings was the first time he had been on the field since last season. So I like and I got a chance to speak with him after the game about his yards after catch. I like the way that he gets the ball and looks to get up the field. And he says it a lot that his return, his ability to be on special teams as far as a returner, punt and kick, helps him to be able to catch the ball, turn, and start to see what he needs to see. And so on Saturday, with the amount of reps that John Mechie III and Braxton Berrios is going to get, along with Davis Mills, that's two players that you need to observe. Is Dameon Pierce going to play? And if he does, how much? because while I was told that we would probably see Joe Mixon back next week, now I'm being told we may not see him back next week. And the first time you see him play, the first time he'll give it a go will probably be week 1, but it's still 50-50. I have got to look into that a little bit more today when I get down to NRG Stadium. I'm gonna see if I can get some answers. But with that being said, that I'm gonna be honest with you all. This may sound crazy. But hell, it's coming from Sarge. So if it's coming, hey, TikTok family, let me tell y'all something. If it's coming from Sarge, I'm just letting you know. So this may sound crazy to you all, but I honestly and truly believe that as of right now, without Joe Mixon being in the game, without Joe Mixon being in training camp, right now, that RB2 position is wide open. So I know that we're going to see Nick Chubb on Saturday. You're going to see what he's able to do. We don't know if we're going to see Dameon Pierce or not, but if he is on the field, that's cool. But then when you look at players like Dare Ugumawale, and I know we only look at him as a special teams player, but even Dare looked good against the Minnesota Vikings. Head coach DeMeco Ryans talked about that as well. Dare, and then you have players like Jawar Jordan, you have players like British Brooks, you have players like J.J. Taylor, but Jawar Jordan is not going away easily. I'm telling you all that. Listen, you heard it here first. Jawar Jordan isn't going away that easily. And if you don't, how can I put this? If he's allowed the ability to get the amount of reps that he needs, you may see a little difference. But on Saturday, he's going to get an opportunity. Nick Chubb is probably going to be with the ones. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if Dameon Pierce is going to be active or not. I don't. Hey, appreciate that, Queen. Queen says she likes the hat. I don't know if Dameon Pierce is going to play. That there's a lot of competition at that running back position. So if Dameon Pierce does not go on Saturday, then I want to see exactly what Nick Chubb is going to do. And the Houston Texans running game, they're going to have to step it up a little bit. They did not look good in the running game against the Carolina Panthers on the joint practice on Thursday. So we're going to have to see. All right, let's move over to the defensive side of the ball. EJ Speed. I know. Once again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Damn, Sarge, you said this a lot of times. I know. I did not know that EJ Speed was that fast. And the way that his ability to be able to get to the ball, like EJ Speed can get to the ball. EJ Speed can get to the ball. So I'm going to be observing what he is going to look like. I'm going to be also looking at Jamal Hill, linebacker, who is making a case for some more game reps. Now, I don't know how much that's going to be, because just like we talked about with the running back room, just like we talked about with the wide receiver room, that linebacker room is crowded. I don't know if Saturday we will see Christian Harris back. I don't know. I haven't been told that. I don't get the inactives until about probably about another hour. So I don't know if Christian Harris is going to play. But when you look at, you got Azeez Al-Shaair, you have Henry To'oTo'o, you have Christian Harris, you have EJ Speed, you have Jamal Hill, you have Nick Neiman, you got Jake Hansen. Like, that room is competitive, and it is a lot. So I want to see how EJ Speed is going to take advantage of his playing time. I'm going to see how Jamal Hill is going to take advantage of his time. I want to see how Nick Neiman is going to take advantage of his time. But these reps that these linebackers are getting, they have to be like, this is a game for them. This is a game for them. D'Angelo Ross, cornerback. These next two games, bruh, you're going to have to play at all pro level. D'Angelo Ross, you're going to have to play at an all pro level. How many linebackers are we going to keep? That's a very good question that I don't have the answer to right now. That's what we're going to look for. We're going to look and see how many they're going to keep coming out of, and I'll get a better, accurate depiction next week when we get to Detroit. But D'Angelo Ross, bro, whatever. Let me tell you something. D'Angelo Ross, hear me out, right? Hear me out. You need to ask Derek Stingley Jr. if you could live with him. And what I mean by can you live with him? Because you need to emulate everything that he's doing. The way the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he dresses, what he eats, what he drinks, what team he plays with when he's playing Madden, what team he plays with when he's playing NCAA 26. Like what what do you do in your free time? What books are you reading? Who are you like when you do film study? What are you looking at? D'Angelo Ross, you need to get with Derek Stingley Jr., live with him, and then make sure that you have access to Derek Stingley Sr. Because whatever it is you're doing, it ain't working. And I don't want to criticize you because I never played in the NFL. So for you to be playing on the NFL level, getting playing reps, that's amazing. I'm not finna knock you on that part, but I can only call it like I see it. And D'Angelo Ross, whatever it is that Derek Stingley is doing, you need to do. And if Derek Stingley won't let you live with him, then maybe you need to ask cornerbacks coach Dino Vasso, can you come stay with him? Because the performances that you've been having in training camp has not been good. The game that you played in against the Minnesota Vikings, it was not good. Excuse me for 1 second, y'all. Excuse me for TikTok family for 1 second. Cody Davis, get the hell out of my live. Get the hell out of my chat. Get out of my chat. Cody Davis with that bullshit. I'm going to see you next week, Cody. Get out of my chat before I screenshot that. But D'Angelo Ross, hey, you're going to have to find some way to get with Derek Stingley Jr. and Dino Vasso and say, hey, whatever it is Derek is doing, I need to do that too. Because you have not looked good. So we're going to be watching because like right now your spot is open to interpretation. That's all I'm going to say because you got other cornerbacks on there who are going to be looking to be getting some playing time. And they're giving you the benefit of the doubt by letting you run with that second unit, but you have not looked good. Rookie cornerback Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith has all the intangibles to be a very good cornerback or defensive back in the NFL. He has all the intangibles. The only problem for Jalen Smith, the only thing that's holding him back right now, he's a rookie. That's it. That is it. He's a rookie. And so he's learning in real time. He's learning in real time because when you look at practice, you can tell he's learning. He's going to get up against some of the best wide receivers in the game. Last week against Minnesota, he had some good times and he had some bad times. He had some good plays, he had some bad plays. In the joint practice on Thursday against the Panthers, He had some, and there was some mishaps that he had. But when you're looking at him, right? When you're looking at him, and it goes back to what we talked about earlier. When you're looking at the fundamentals, right? When you're looking at the fundamentals for cornerback Jalen Smith, you can tell he has it. You can tell he has it. You can tell he knows what he's doing. The thing is, he's still adjusting to NFL speed. One of the things he told me after the game last week, he's still adjusting to playing the cornerback position in the NFL. He's still adjusting to that game speed. He's still adjusting to how fast things move in the NFL. And so he's going to look like a rookie on occasions. He's going to look like a rookie. He's going to look, like he's learning in real time. But the good thing about Jalen Smith, the one thing that I do like that I've noticed about him is that he's watching and he's learning and he's watching and he's learning and he's picking up and he's putting it into action. He just isn't learning and storing it. You could tell if he gets beat, then if same thing happens to him again, he tries to make sure that he he tries to make sure that he doesn't make the same mistake twice. And that's a good thing, especially when you're in the cornerback room with Derek Stingley Jr. You're in the cornerback room with Kamari Lassiter. They're going to be the ones. They're not going to withhold information. They're not going to they're not going to withhold information. They're not going to not want you to be successful. And he's one of the guys that he wants to soak up all the knowledge. I remember Derek Stingley said that Jalen Smith knows the whole defensive playbook already. Like the one thing he did was made sure that he knows the defensive playbook. So he knows the plays. Now it's just applying them in real time. It's just putting it in real time. Last player, and look, so we know what the Texans defensive line is going to look like. We know there's going to be a heavy rotation of defensive tackles. We know that they have the edge rushers, and they have a rotation for the edge rushers, but they have a plethora of defensive linemen, a plethora of defensive tackles. There's one player that he missed some time at practice, but he has been having one hell of a camp, and a lot of people aren't talking about him. And I'm hoping that he has a good game so I can talk to him on Saturday. Even if he doesn't have a good game, I'm gonna talk to him on Saturday. Dylan Horton. Daryl Taylor too, but Dylan Horton. Let me make sure I pronounce his name right. 52. Yeah, Daryl Taylor. I'm looking at him as well. But Dylan Horton is quietly Dylan Horton is quietly having a good camp. Now he was out with injury for a while, but he's back. But he's having a real good camp. And you can tell he's starting to grasp the concept of playing that position in the NFL as well. He also missed time with a health scare. Then last season he was getting himself back into game shape, back into NFL shape. But Dylan Horton. So when number 92 is on the field today, I want you all to just take a look at Dylan Horton and see if you see what I see. See if you see what I see when it comes to observing him, and watch and see if you could tell, that he has, taken this game to another level as far as training camp is concerned. So, once again, I want to see what the starters will look like in the Nick Caley system. I want to observe some of these offensive players such as Blake Fisher, John Mechie, the third, Braxton Berrios. Will Damian Pierce play? What are the backup running backs going to look like on the defensive side? In that linebacker position, I want to look and see what EJ Speed is going to look like. Jamal Hill. Will Christian Harris play? Will D'Angelo Ross be able to rebound? What rookie cornerback Jalen Smith is going to look like? And Dylan Horton, defensive end. Okay, TikTok family, I will see you all Saturday night when we do the recap. I will be back So you make sure that you are subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel, all one word, Texas Tailgate Talk, and come right back here live for the post game happy hour. And the Texans don't practice on Sunday, so we're gonna be able to have us a drink. Appreciate y'all. I'm out. And now, whoa, I like that. All right, to my Texans Tailgate Talk supporters that are still here. Y'all know how we do it. Oh yeah, I gotta go. All right, but before I go, y'all know I gotta get in these comments right quick. You're right, Marcus. It is mother freaking game day. Let's go. What's going on? Dizzy, what's going on? Joshua, what's good? HD Traveler, what's going on? Texas Tangents, what's going on? J Rock, what's going down? Il Woogie, J Rock, Il Woogie. I hope I get a chance to see you. Three, and you're gonna have to tell me how to say that because I don't know how to pronounce that, and I don't want to butcher it. But what's going on? Welcome to the show. Senior Bobley, what's going on? Those are some funny comments that you made. Mo Beezy, what's going on? HD Traveler, what's going on? Reverend Brooks, what's going on? Trill Kicks, what's going on? Queena. Who else is on here? Let me see who else. I just want to make sure that I speak. Hope Sarge ain't late to the game. Now Sarge finna get up out of here. I'm about to get up out for here in just a second. Certified Texas. How many times will he get cooked today? D'Angelo costs. He's gonna cost us a game or two. The best question is which defensive tackles are we keeping? Not how many, but which ones? That's a good question. We're gonna talk about that. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. And actually, we didn't cook hot dogs. We only cooked hamburgers. Cody Davis. What's up, Jonathan Clark? Mellow Mike, what's going on? Yes, I was in the military. I was in the Army. Who? Let me see what else we got. Oh, 320. Oh, that's how you say that. Okay, hold on. I gotta write that down. 3 T W N N Y. 320. Hey, that's unique. I like that. 320. And the only reason I didn't read a lot of your comments is because I got to get up out of here. So please make sure you come back. This is what we do on this show. We always make sure that we read the comments. I always make sure that I interact. And in the chat, everybody knows everybody. You can have all the conversations. Even while the show's going on, you can have chats over there. But welcome. I wasn't familiar with your game 320, but you are hilarious. Twin H, what's going on? Major L, the boss, what's going on? CV Swift, hello. Wait, no, CH Swift, my bad. What's going on? Cody Davis says, much love, y'all. Can't wait until joint practice next week. I ain't ready to see your little ugly ass. Thank you for your support. Cody, I know nobody care about. Hey, y'all, dang it, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Oh, all right. Hey, look, listen. Some of my best friends to this day were mechanics. and I learned a lot from them. Hey, look, Stasson Wilson, one of my favorite. Bro, we used to hang out so much. And then when we went down range to Afghanistan, he taught me a lot about vehicles. He taught me a lot about, because he country is corn. Hell, I don't even think he needed tools. He just used his hands. Hey, Sarge, are you and Cody doing a joint show next week? So, yes. Hold on for a second. All right, certified. Hey, thank you for your service. So, real quickly. Yes, but under one condition. And he knows this condition. If he does a show with the ops first, then there won't be a joint show. You'll see pictures of me and Cody together. You may see a video or two of us laughing. You may see a video of us out having dinner together. But if Cody does a show with the ops first, and you remember when Magic Johnson was quitting working for the Lakers, and he was like, so I was going. If Cody, what's up, Steph J? If Cody does a show, what's up, Derek? If Cody does a show with the ops before he does a show with Sarge, I'll be like, nah, I'm good. You know what, Cody? Email me the takes that you would have said if you were on my show. Email me the takes you would have said, or like send them in a voice note or something. I'll write them down, and then when I come on to appreciate it, Showtime. When I come on to the Texas Tailgate Talk or to the Texas Happy Hour, I'll be like, so this is what Cody M. Davis would have said if he was on the show. And I'm going to read, or I just play him, Cody. Send them voice note so they can hear your voice, because they want to hear your voice too. I'll put the phone right here to the. Hold on, y'all. Now I got myself caught up in something. Cody M. Davis, you are live on the pregame Texas Happy.
Right now.
Is your wife watching too?
No, she gone right now.
Dang it, I want to say hello and happy birthday. I was gonna sing happy birthday to her, like in the Stevie Wonder version. That's the best version of happy birthday.
It is. It's the version that people don't even know there's like two other verses after either.
Wait, hold on. Because in the second verse is
from Martin Luther King birthday. And the only thing we just sang is just the happy birthday part. That's it.
How many black people do you know outside of yourself and knowing Michael Jackson songs? Can you sing the whole word, all the words to?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Wait, do you know? Wait, hold on. Do you know the second and third verse of the Stevie Wonder Happy Birthday song?
I know most of the second verse because it's really just talking about who MLK was. The third verse, not really. Because I mean, honestly, at that point, I just turned it off at that point.
Mellow Mike, no, we're doing it. Hold on, Mellow Mike, no, we're not. I'm not gonna. I can bring him on here. I can send him a link, and he can join the show. But we ain't doing that. This is better. Plus, I got to get ready to get up out of here and head down to the NRG Stadium. Cody M. Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, and I'm dying laughing. Like this is why I don't get a live talk. It's just too many stuff going on right
now. Cody, let me tell you something. If especially after I purchased something for you on yesterday to bring to you that you're gonna pay me back on. All right, that you're gonna that this ain't a gift. That's why I didn't say I purchased a gift for you. I bought something that you didn't have access to in Detroit that I'm going to bring to you, Cody. If you go on with the ops before you go on with me, I'm just letting you know. Just send me your takes through voice note, and just like it. And one of the reasons I called you is so how people can hear your voice right now. This is exactly how I want you. This is exactly how they're going to hear your voice on the Texas Tailgate Talk Show.
Hey, man.
Hey, I'll call you when I get in the truck, bro. All right, brother. All right, y'all. What's up, Showtime 49? You say you got a favor to ask. Hold on. Go to the game. So a Texas president in your interview said, we trying to get fans in seats early. Yes, he did. Mannequin. What? A Texan mannequin? What's that? Hold on. I don't know the second verse. Exactly. That's how I sing it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right, y'all got to get up out of here for real this time. Like for real, like I gotta go, y'all. If y'all want me to, y'all want the up to the minute updates on what's going on down at NRG Stadium, right? You've been tuning to the Texans Happy Hour. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you subscribe to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel. All one word, Texas Tailgate Talk. Follow me on Instagram, Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. Hold on. Showtime said, my birthday's in December. I want to see if you can help me and the missus make it a good one at the game. Hey man, keep me informed. I'll do my best because you know that's it right in the middle of Texan season and Rocket season. So we'll see if now we'll see if we can make something happen. Big Sarge, I'm out.
Big Sarge.